What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cigar Store Idiots. I am Rob, and tonight, thank God, I have my two dudes back. Andrew.
Hello, we're here.
Tyler.
What's up?
It's good to see you guys back in the house, for sure. We survived the Halloween episode. We survived a witch. We can
No, you survived.
Okay, I survived.
I tried to say what's good and what's up. So what's gup?
What's good? What's good? Okay, all right. I hope everybody had a good, safe, happy Halloween and all that good stuff. And
I spent it here, actually.
got plenty of candy, got food to eat. You didn't get a hex put on you or no kind of weird shit like that happened to you.
I got fatter.
No tainted candy.
I did not eat any candy that tasted like taint. Is that what you were trying to say?
No.
Okay. Like, ooh, God. Ooh. I don't know. There's probably a market for it. There's so many weirdos out there. All right. God, I just
What
said
direction
that.
did we go?
I don't know. It's after today's shit show of election stuff. It's we're bound to say anything at this point. So
We wake up to still no decision.
to no decision.
I think it's pretty much said now.
I think the decision has been made. They're just trying to figure out how to keep the world from burning. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Before we get into that, I want to go back and talk about Duke Cannon Supply Company. I had got a box from those guys. It's big ass bars of soap. It's pretty much easy to remember. The four soaps that we got in from those guys was Leaf and Leather, Frothy the Beer Man, Midnight Swim, which is my favorite, and Illegally Cut Pine. So
This is my favorite. It's good.
Midnight Swim definitely smells the best.
Tyler said he's all about having some illegally cut pine between his butt cheeks.
Dude, I don't mind some illegally cut pine between my cheeks.
If I gotta do it, that's the only way I'm doing it. So I also want to give a big shout out to we got Wild Bill's Soda Company.
Shout out to Wild Bill.
Wild Bill's. I'm going to go ahead and give you a rundown of the care package we got from those guys. The names of the sodas that we got was Vintage Vanilla Cream, Outlaw Orange Cream, Open Trail Ginger Ale, Six Shooter Sarsaparilla, Rocky Mountain Root Beer, Blazing Black Cherry, Blasting Butterscotch, which is not one I'm going to try, Buckin' Birch Beer, which I'm interested in that one. And last but not least, we got Gatling Gun Grape. So the one that I actually chose today was the Blazing Black Cherry.
If we switch some letters and some vowels around, we got some interesting flavors cooking up over here.
We do.
I'm drinking the cream soda, and it's good.
The black cherry is great. How about yours, Tyler? What did you have?
Is Six Shooter Sarsaparilla?
He's
Is
got
that what
the
it's called?
Sarsaparilla.
Okay, I think the last time I heard somebody say sarsaparilla was when I was watching a marathon of Little House on the Prairie.
Sounds like they said sarsaparilla. I've tasted it before, and I can't place where I've tasted it.
Same here. It's very like,
It's something I've tasted before, and I don't know when I've ever had it.
Man, it's good though. I mean,
It's good.
I'm not gonna
but
lie.
It's not as good as my cream soda.
I actually had the cream soda earlier today, and it was excellent. So.
sarsaparilla is somewhere in between root beer and like cream soda, maybe.
It could be.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Check these guys out at wildbillsoda.com. Wildbillsoda.com. We also, they sent me this awesome mug. It's some sort of, I don't know what kind
It's like copper.
copper looking finish. And of course it has the old Don't Tread on Me snake on the front of it. It's pretty sweet. And it has their Wild Bill's logo on the back of it. So
Looks like a Moscow Mule.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I'm glad I got this.
That's what it looks like.
And after today, it's giving me a big reason to drink a whole lot of those. So.
Don't drink anything hot out of that, though.
No, it's for
Yeah,
It's going to be some burnt knuckles.
Definitely not putting that in the microwave.
Why are Moscow Mules drink out of those?
I don't know. There's got to be a story.
Gotta be. That's
Somebody-
our next podcast.
Yeah, somebody was like, let's just put it in this. I don't have anything but this.
Is that
It's like a copper.
Yeah, I don't have anything but this copper pot. Oh, let's pour it in there and drink it.
Is that an alcoholic beverage?
It is. It is.
It's also the same color as the Monster Mule can.
It is.
It is.
That may be why I like it even better. So,
Could be.
all right, just gonna get this out of the way. Just gotta talk about it. I can't believe that I always said we're not going to get political on this thing, and I never want to, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to say my
sworn
piece.
by it.
It just don't matter anymore.
I'm going to say this, say my piece, and be done with it. I couldn't be more disappointed in the people appointed to make the decisions in our lives for us to move us forward in the country than I am today. I'm in utter shock of how the election has been handled, and just
It's a shit show.
Goes to show the lengths that some people will not go to or will go to absolutely destroy a human being and destroy a whole nation just to gain for their own sick use and purpose of whatever they're trying to do, man. I don't even know what they're trying. I'm so upset I just kicked my cat. I didn't mean to. Sorry, Lucy. But I mean, the more I look at it, we're being, and I'll just be honest with you. I'm not a political guy. I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump. I'm not a big fan of any politician. Most politicians I feel are not truthful. I think they all lie. I think they're deceitful. But do I think Donald Trump was doing the best for the country? Yeah, I kind of did. I think he was he kind of had us going in the right direction.
Well, I think he worked tirelessly, and that's something you could appreciate. And I still don't think Biden's going to be the president. I think he may win.
Agreed.
But I don't think he's going to be the president. I think he's just a
pawn.
A pawn they put in.
He's a ticket in the door.
That's right. And it's going to be, Kamala and Kamala, however you say her name, and it's going to be, Nancy and that whole crew running the show. He's going to do what they tell him.
He's a puppet.
He's going to do. Puppet. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I think we later found out that that Bush was just a puppet too.
Sure. Yeah.
And I wasn't so sure of that at the time, but I am now.
Yeah.
I think Dick Cheney ran the show. I don't think Bush ran
anything.
Oh,
if you watch that movie, 100% Dick Cheney. I mean, I know it's Hollywood, but
it's very Hollywood.
There's a lot of truth to it.
It's very Hollywood, very liberal. But I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. My biggest question is, and it's probably an unpopular opinion, but how much is my life going to change either way? That's my biggest question.
And me being a small business owner, all I can do is just bear down and keep working like I have been, and hope that the changes that are made won't directly affect us in a way that we won't be able to operate or function as a business. That's my greatest concern.
I mean, you just got to hope.
It's a huge trickle-down effect.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you just got to hope that you didn't screw it up too bad in 4 years.
And let me go ahead and say this:
nothing's going to change overnight. Period.
No, absolutely not. There'll be a lot of undoing trying to be done that first probably two and a half years. So, and I'm going to say this, and Tyler said this to me today, and it made absolute perfect sense. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of advice as far as investing money goes. Now, I'm not licensed to do that. This is only my opinion. But if you got an extra $10K laying around that you want to invest, you might want to hit up one of those cannabis companies and put some money into it.
Hell yeah!
Because
blue means green, baby.
Blue means green.
Well, and I've had friends that's had money vested in that for a while, and it's just strolling. I mean, did you see what Oregon did?
That's another thing that completely blows my mind.
Did they decriminalize all drugs?
All drugs.
Yeah,
all drugs.
Yes. So even hard drugs are. I mean, I don't know.
And
New Jersey's a legal state now.
I saw.
I'm not so sure that's.
No, that's ridiculous. And and I saw somebody's thought process on that is like, the war on drugs. We punish people we need to treat drug addiction like a mental illness or a disease. No, you don't need it. You just can't call it a disease.
No,
I'm sorry.
Absolutely
that might be not a popular opinion from other people, from some bleeding heart tree hugger that thinks that everybody can be fixed with a pill. And that's not the case. That's not true. No. I don't feel that. That's the truth. Those same people probably think pedophiles can be rehabilitated. And we all know that there's only one thing that rehabilitates a pedophile.
Lead.
Brass or lead. Either two of those. One dose of that usually cures that straight up. So enough about the politics. The point I was making with that was they're saying legalize it and then legalize it and give some sort of reform rehab with it. Okay.
How much money is that costing?
Instead of putting it, who's going to pay that?
Oh, of course.
Taxpayers.
Of course.
Yeah. taxpayers are going to pay for that
Why
rehab.
should you
Well, our taxes are
rehabilitate?
going up anyway.
Yeah,
Biden's already told us our taxes are going
if
up.
you don't think you're gonna pay $5 a gallon for gas,
Oh, I know it's coming.
you're out of your fucking mind.
It's coming.
It's coming.
I just don't understand. I don't understand any of it. Why would you offer a rehabilitation process if you're still going to offer the drugs? Is that what,
Because the big farm companies can plug into it. Big farm can plug into it.
are we still
with
talking
rehab.
about Oregon?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't know, man.
there's so much stuff. It's over my head, and I know somebody's probably sitting somewhere, tough guy, Facebooking, talking about how we're just talking out of our ass and don't know what we're saying. But
But if you think doing hard drugs is a good idea,
you're an idiot.
you're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
I mean, dude.
If you want to smoke dope, smoke dope.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say dope. A lot of the marijuana people get,
smoke marijuana.
a lot of
Yeah.
people get mad when
I didn't say to do
they
it, but
refer-
I'm just saying.
Yeah, a lot of people get mad when you refer to marijuana as dope, and it's not.
It's
Dope
not.
is dope, but I don't know, man.
Dope, dude.
I don't know, man. I just smoke your weed, do whatever you want, but don't be doing heroin, man. It's stupid.
All I'm saying is, let me do my business how I do my business. Let me treat my people how I treat my people. Don't come in encroaching on me and how I live my life, how I pay my bills, how I take care of my family. We don't have a problem. So, and hopefully we can keep it that way. All right, enough of that. It's making my brain hurt. It's going to keep me awake tonight.
I'm gonna sleep well.
Great content tonight. This is what we're going to talk about.
That's what I can do.
Since it's all patriotic, kind of we're trying to get in, we're a little patriotic. We got our,
This is good news.
stinging a little bit from the election. We want to talk about some wartime heroes that absolutely need a minute to
American badasses.
Yeah.
Credibility.
American badasses. And I apologize. I stepped away from the American badasses. Actually, I'm going to talk about the two Dutch sisters back in World War II. Okay. So here we go.
Educate me.
Germany had invaded the Netherlands in 1940. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody knows what, Germany was about. World War II, getting rid of the Jews, eradicating the Jews.
That almost history degree's paying off, isn't it?
Almost. So at that time, the Nazis were arresting and deporting Jews. They were creating forced labor. They were strictly rationing all the food in the Netherlands. They had all bans on non-neo-Nazi organizations, so people couldn't organize. Okay. Every Dutch person was affected. Everybody in the Netherlands was affected. We got two sisters and a friend, Freddie and Struss Oversting, and Hanny Shaft.
Whoa.
You said handy shit.
Hanny Shaft. They were Dutch national heroes, and what they did was join the resistance, the Dutch resistance, at a very early age. We're talking 12, 14, 16 years old, these girls. And what they did was seduce Nazis, and they seduced the Dutch land watchers, which actually worked for the Nazis. So these guys, the Dutch land watchers, they would let the Germans know what was going on, who was hiding Jews, who was doing things that was against the Nazi Germany, and those people were caught, captured, and executed. So these three girls, these two sisters and a friend, would seduce these Nazis. They would meet them at a bar or on the street.
Not online.
Strike up not online. They can track you for that shit now. So. But they would seduce these Nazi soldiers and take them off to the woods. Well, the Nazi soldiers thought that they were about to get down to business. Well, the only thing happened was they got a bullet in their head.
Yeah.
So these girls were seducing these soldiers, taking them off to the woods. They were looking for a different kind of bang bang, and they got another kind of bang bang.
So were they the ones killing, or they had somebody in the woods ready to shoot them?
Well, in the beginning, it was they would lure the Nazis
pulling the old Cardi B.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. they were luring them off into the woods, and then they would have some of the resistance. The men in the resistance would kill them.
Right.
They already had the holes dug and everything. You shoot them, throw their ass in there, and cover them up. But the thing was, these two girls, they had they had a very clean look about them. They dressed nice. They were cute. They were they were auspicious. They rode bicycles. They looked harmless. Excuse me. They were referred to as muffin girls, which was girls that would have relationships with Nazi soldiers. I guess just inappropriate relationships with Nazi soldiers. So that's what they look like. They look like these easy targets that these soldiers could have relations with. And so these two girls, these three girls, their family had sheltered Jews and gays from the Germans. And when Nazi invaded the Netherlands, that's when the two sisters actually had joined the resistance. They were two women of a 7-person rebellion, so there's only 7 people. The commander, Franz Wield, in 1941, taught them, the basics of sabotage. They would rig bridges or railways with dynamite for demolition. They were taught how to fire weapons. They taught them how to walk amongst the Nazis. So they were just basically could walk amongst the soldiers.
Right, just blending in
and not getting noticed.
Incognito.
They burned down a Nazi warehouse. Nobody ever suspected it was them, that they were, they're just these two girls.
2 or 3?
Two sisters. Well, it's the two sisters that burned the warehouse down.
All right.
Excuse me. So they also were able to recover messages and move weaponry through the Nazis on their bicycles. They also escorted small children and refugees to hiding spots. And then, of course, last but not least, they lured the Nazis to their death. Okay. At some point, they started doing the shooting themselves. So imagine having these 3 teenage girls approaching you.
Probably very pretty.
Yeah, they were pretty.
Yeah.
There's pictures of them. They're coming up on a bicycle. Going to ask you how your day is, and then they shoot you. Shoot you dead in the street.
Nothing gets me going like a Red Rider.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Well, they lure them off in the woods, and guys are expecting a good time.
Yeah.
Come pulling up on the Huffy.
It was not a good time. So, Hanny Shaft, she was known as the girl with the red hair. And unfortunately, she was recognized and known by her red hair, and that got her caught. She was captured. And I would say it says 1945 on April the 17th that the Nazis had captured her and executed her. She was only 24 years old.
Wow.
Okay. By that time, 3/4 of all of the Dutchland Jews were murdered. And I mean, a lot of terrible things had happened. The two sisters actually survived. They lived well into their 90s. They had children of their own and grandchildren, and they would talk about these stories of how they had done these things.
By that time, Grandma was a badass.
Grandma was, these chicks were straight up badasses.
Yeah, for
no
real.
doubt.
Is there a movie about them?
There is about the red-haired girl. It's actually called The Girl with the Red Hair. But unfortunately, I don't know why they haven't made a movie about these two sisters. I don't know why they haven't made a movie about this shit.
Right.
So.
Maybe that's what we should do.
Yeah, I know some directors actually. So, but I don't know if anybody's working in Georgia because of the COVID. Anyways,
it's true.
Both sisters, unfortunately, lived with the atrocities of war and the things that they dealt with their entire life until their final days. And their family reflects back and talks about how they definitely struggled every day with the things that they dealt with, the things that they seen, and the horrible things they had done. And suffered from PTSD. So, but I thought that was a fascinating story.
It is a fascinating story.
Because if you think about the 12 and 13 or 12, 14, 16-year-old girls nowadays,
they're TikToking.
They're TikToking, son. They're TikToking.
They're believing everything they hear.
They're believing everything they
read
on social media.
Dudes in the woods to
That's what scares
cap
me.
them.
Yeah. So life in the 40s during World War II against Nazi Germany is a little different than, who's going to be the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I mean, you grew up in different circumstances.
Yeah.
And it was very much, it was a lot more reality instead of this fake world. A lot of these 12 and 13-year-old girls.
They have no idea.
Zero idea.
Along with 12, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old boys. They have no idea.
No idea.
Get it together, young people.
Yeah.
Your nation's going to need you.
You got to vote soon.
Your nation's going to need you. All right. Who wants to follow up on that? Who we got? Tyler?
Yeah.
Who you got, man?
Marcus Luttrell.
Nice. The lone survivor.
Marcus Luttrell is known as the lone survivor. A war hero this time. Born on November 7th, 1975. His father was a tough man, and Luttrell also had a twin brother.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And his father had always told them from a young age to work hard and earn your way, because nobody's going to give it to you, and nothing's going to be easy.
But there needs to be a lot more fathers like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know, right? So, Luttrell, knowing this, at age 15, he started prepping for the Marines.
Hoorah.
Luttrell trained with the U.S. Army vet Billy Shelton, and they did weight and endurance training to prepare him for the Marines. And in 1999, Luttrell enlisted in the U.S. Navy. He completed the U.S. Navy. He was not a Marine. He completed basic training and
no
joined...
hoorah on that. I take it back.
No hoorah on that. My bad. He completed basic training and joined the basic underwater demolition class. Unfortunately, halfway through, he fractured his leg, and he had to stop the class. Like halfway through, just back to square one. But after his heroic recovery, he completed training in the year 2000, and soon after, he became a full-fledged Navy SEAL. He specialized in unconventional medicine diagnosis and treatment, and advanced emergency medicine and field life support. And as a member of SEAL Team 10, Luttrell was deployed in Afghanistan in 2005 for Operation Red Wings. The mission objective was to locate Muhammad Ismaili, a top-ranking member of the Taliban, and dispatch him.
He was a bad dude.
Yeah. Along their journey, they run into goat herders. The goat herders could have possibly compromised the mission. So, the team voted whether to execute the men or let them go. This Muhammad Ismaili person, is this the butcher that you were talking about?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. The team voted whether to execute the men or let them go. Luttrell went through the thought process that they're unarmed, execution would be an act of murder.
Which it's true.
They're unarmed, posing no threat. They're just going about their day herding their goats.
Yeah.
And also, last but not least, the goat herders could have possibly compromised the mission. Well, no, sorry. The large number of goats they herded indicated that their presence would be missed in a short period of time.
Yeah.
So,
because the goats are very valuable.
Yeah.
They're like trading currency.
Yeah, that's like that's a high
It's like
value thing out
it's
there.
It's like somebody driving off with your friggin' Maserati.
Pretty much,
You're gonna miss it. You're gonna know it's going.
So if you're in charge of all these goats, you got to be
your ass better be there.
Yeah,
with the goats.
You got to be pretty like well known in the community,
in your tribe.
Yeah, your tribe, whatever they live in. So the team let them go, and within the hour, dozens of Taliban soldiers swarmed the SEALs.
Yeah.
So they decide not to execute the goat herders. They run off and fled to the Taliban and let them know that, there's U.S. troops out on our land.
Yeah.
Every member of his troop was killed despite numerous injuries. He crawled and walked 7 miles to a village where he was taken and protected.
Now, crawled and walked. This guy...
He literally just fought fought a full-on war right here with his troop.
Fell off a mountain. I mean, but did he broke? Didn't he break his leg? When his leg broke?
I don't know. I know he broke his leg in the training.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I mean, he was shot. I mean, he fell off a mountain.
Yeah, he's got bullet wounds.
Yeah, he's
broken legs.
No normal human being lives through that.
They don't make them like they used to.
No, for real.
So, due to the tribe's customs, they were bound to protect and heal Luttrell.
And he got lucky with a group of people.
Very lucky.
With, yeah,
because had he made his way through the desert into like a Taliban like troop or a village where they're
heavily prevalent.
Yeah, he could have just very well marched himself to death.
Yeah,
he got very lucky. But the villagers managed to contact the U.S. military and set out a rescue mission for Luttrell. Unfortunately, Muhammad Ismaili was not eliminated during the battle, but was later confirmed killed in a firefight with the police in Pakistan. So, though Luttrell didn't get him, he did end up checking out.
Right.
Luttrell is now medically discharged from the Navy and now resides with his wife in the U.S.
Yeah.
Luttrell wrote a book about the mission. It is titled The Lone Survivor,
Right.
Which also inspired a movie with the same title featuring the Mark Wahlberg.
It was a great movie.
It was a great movie.
I haven't watched it. I'm not big into war movies.
Yeah,
I very rarely watch war movies.
Very good movie.
Wish I would have watched it.
Because you know it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it lost some seriously big time badass Navy SEALs.
Oh, yeah.
Lost in that battle.
I know.
It was a rough story, but it was a great movie.
I mean, because Luttrell being a bad dude himself, you got to imagine the people he was surrounded with.
Yeah, they're the best of the best.
Yeah,
that's why they were there.
They were the best.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. But Luttrell also formed the Lone Survivor Foundation, which aims to assist veterans enduring PTSD.
Yeah. And that's why we like Duke Cannon Supply Company, the soap company, and beard products, all these things, because a portion of their proceeds goes towards the veterans. So big shout out again to them. They're doing the right thing.
Absolutely. It's a big deal to me because we have family in the military.
Yeah.
And now my cousin is also going to be a veteran one day. And it means more to me now than it ever has. So
yeah,
it's interesting to read up and learn on this stuff, and I love promoting these companies that give back to the people that have done so much for us.
Yeah, so shout out to the veterans, man, and thank you for your service. We appreciate every bit of you.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
What you got for us, Andrew?
Well, I want to talk about...
You're going to talk about Kid Rock.
That's right.
Real American Badass.
That's right. He grew up in Detroit.
He's going to be in Oregon for this thing's all over with.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I can snort all this and nobody goes to jail.
I think he's pretty unhappy. He was
very much a Trump.
He's
a big Trump supporter.
Big Trump supporter.
Nothing like a big warm cup of Joe and a fat lion in the morning, am I right?
Like I always say, we don't like cocaine. We just like the way it smells.
You're just trying to get smart. Don't get too smart.
Never was big on the taste, but it smells great.
It smells fantastic. United States Marine Corps sniper legend Carlos Hathcock. A lot of people probably know this story, but it's worth telling again.
Please tell it, because I do not know it.
He is an American badass.
Yes.
He was also known as White Feather. Reason he was known as White Feather, he was an American sniper, he was a sniper in Vietnam. But a lot of the guys put in their helmets, whether it's a peace sign or a grenade pin or whatever, they'll stick it in their helmet. Well, he was so confident in himself and a bit cocky. He stuck a big white feather in his helmet and dared the Vietnamese to take him out.
Oh,
which is not camouflage whatsoever.
No, you are sticking out like a
sore thumb.
Yeah.
Exactly. But this is Mr. Carlos Hathcock. He had 93 confirmed kills. And
only 93.
When asked about his unconfirmed kills, he said it had to have been over 300.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that's just him shooting and not knowing.
Yeah, which he killed more than 93, but he only had 93 confirmed kills.
Oh, okay.
So he feels like he's killed over 300 people.
He feels like he's probably killed over 300 Vietnamese. So in 1966, it leads me to this story about a mission he had. The U.S., they needed a North Vietnamese general killed. The problem is they didn't know exactly where they were. They just knew the kind of general area they were. And it was kind of a scary mission because, well, you don't know exactly where they're at. And you don't know what conditions you're going into.
Yeah, and then also too, I know in Vietnam, you could be in a village of people that were patting you, smiling in the face and shaking your hand,
Right,
and trying to stab you in the back when you walk past them.
That's right.
So you didn't know who the Viet Cong was.
right. So, but they knew kind of about where they were, but not exactly. So usually a sniper will go with also a what you would call a partner, which would be the scout. Pretty much, he looks and he helps you find things. But Hathcock volunteered for this mission, and he said that he did not want to partner with him because he had to stealth in and stealth out, and he felt like that it was just too dangerous a mission. And I think Hathcock kind of felt that it was a suicide mission. Mm-hmm. He's going to go in, he's going to attempt to shoot this general, and well, when he takes this shot, he's going to have a whole village after him. And I think he felt like it was probably a suicide mission, and he decided to do it on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So he volunteered to take the mission, and he said he felt like that he needed to take it because he was the best sniper anyway, so it should be him. Mm-hmm. And he was the best sniper. He went on to train, and he has, he trained, and he trains other snipers and so forth. So for days he hikes into the, I guess, jungle, you would say, in the direction of this Vietnamese camp. And remember, he's by himself. Mm-hmm. He's all alone.
And this isn't your average hike either. I mean, you're not just trotting through the woods.
No, and this is freaking rainforest.
You're taking
jungle.
every step like it's your last, and you have to, make sure you're not going to about to blow up on a landmine or something.
And he can't take a big backpack with him. He's stealth.
No. Right.
So you have limited water,
supplies, yeah.
Hardly any food. For days he hikes through the jungle. Well, he comes upon a camp. Usually the spotter accompanies him, but not this time. Hathcock is determined it would be dangerous for two to travel to not be seen. Mm-hmm. So Hathcock approaches the camp. So he sees the camp, and on three sides of the camp, it's covered by trees. On one side, it's not. It's a field, I wouldn't say a field, but it was an area
just that was clearing.
Yeah, it only had like short bamboo and grass.
Right.
And the other sides were covered by trees. Well, he's thinking that they're going to expect that shot to come from the tree area and not from
tree line.
There. So he thinks he's going to outsmart them. So he decides to approach on the short bamboo and grass side. To make this shot, he would have to get within 700 yards to feel comfortable with the shot. That means he would have to travel over 1,500 yards, undetected, moving inch by inch per hour.
On his belly, just belly crawling it.
4 days, 3 nights. Okay, let's think about that. Let's stop here and think about that. So go lay in your front yard in the middle of July.
And go across 7 football fields.
Take 2 canteens with you for 4 days and 3 nights. And inch by inch by inch, you're crawling because you can't be detected, right? Hathcock would move inch by inch. He went so undetected that wild boar and deer grazed beside him.
Man.
Jesus.
At one point, a deadly viper slithered over him, so he got completely still and let the viper slide on off of him. One bite by that viper, and he's dead.
He's dead, yeah.
He's dead. You got to remember, we're in Vietnam here. As he got closer, the Vietnamese soldiers patrolled only feet away from him, patrolling the camp.
So he's got people just walking within feet of him.
Within feet. Okay?
It easily could have been stepped on.
Yeah, they say it's just by feet, Just he talks about how close they were to him. As he got closer, he even crawled on his side to leave less of a snail trail through the grass and bamboo. So there's less grass and bamboo turned over because there's at this point
just leading them right to him if they see that.
Exactly. So he actually, to make it a less of a trail, he's actually on his side at this point. On the fourth day, the general stepped out on his porch and yawned. A second later, Hathcock's bullet slammed through the heart of the general. Alert sound and Vietnamese rushed to the thick tree lines, just as he suspected, sure that the sniper was hiding in the heavy camouflage wooded area. This gives Hathcock the opportunity to crawl back the way he came. For 3 days, they searched for Hathcock. Of course, they never found him.
Yeah.
Later, Hathcock had a $30,000 bounty on his head. This is in 1966.
That's a lot of money.
That's some big money.
Yeah. So, there was a sniper in the jungle that was as deadly as Hathcock, and he was Vietnamese. He was known as Cobra. He killed many, many, many Americans.
Yeah.
He was a badass of his own.
He's even got his own TV show now.
He was a badass. He ended up killing one of Hathcock's close friends. Hathcock made it his mission to search out and find the Cobra and kill him himself. He was pissed. He done pissed off Hathcock at this point.
He pissed off the wrong man.
He pissed off Carlos. So Hathcock and his partner set out. He takes the partner with him this time, a scout. As they're searching for the Cobra, Hathcock actually makes a mistake, and he leans on a log. Well, the log is rotted, and it falls. And Hathcock actually trips over the log. Well, when this happens, guess who's watching him? Or guess who was near? Cobra.
Yeah.
Cobra takes a shot. It actually hits his partner. His partner thinks he's been shot and he's bleeding. But actually it hits his partner's canteen. And it's actually water gushing all over his partner. Okay? So once they realize that that he hasn't been shot, they gather themselves and they have to move from that area. Because they can't stay in that area because the other sniper knows that location.
Yeah.
So they actually start moving in a direction around away from the Cobra. Well, it works out to where Cobra and Hathcock actually switch positions. Okay. And now by this time, this is days now. They're out in the jungle. At this time, it's getting to be dawn. Hathcock is still looking for Cobra, and Cobra's looking for him. They're stalking each other, basically.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Carlos Hathcock, he catches a glimmer of the Cobra's scope. The sun hits it just right. Well, without hesitation, Hathcock takes the shot. Hits him. So they walk over to where Cobra, where he lay dead. They walked over to him, and it was such a perfect shot that it went straight through his scope. The bullet went straight through the scope without hitting any around the scope itself, and went right through the Cobra's eye.
Oh my God.
Not a single part of that scope was damaged except the glass.
Unbelievable.
Jesus.
And it took him out. And what does that tell you, though? What does that tell you about that shot? It also
That's a 1 in a million.
Well, it also tells you that he was only a millisecond from dying himself.
Yeah, that's true. Because he was looking right at him.
Yeah, because the only way you see that is if it's looking at you.
That's right. So he was a millisecond faster than Cobra.
Jesus.
And Cobra, he made the shot a millisecond faster than him and killed him.
That's insane.
So he goes on to win all kind of awards, and he was actually from Arkansas, but he went on to win all kind of awards in snipering and however you want to say that. But he also was an instructor for many, many years, and he talks about that a lot too. And you can look it up, some of his interviews. He's a very interesting guy, has a very cool Southern drawl to him. He's very to the point, and he admits that he's a very, very, very hard teacher. And he's very hard on his people. Like he'll stress them, and he'll be like, I'll make them do this many push-ups, and then I'll run them to death, and then I'll make them
go back and shoot
snipe.
the shot.
You know, he says he stresses them. But he said I expect a lot out of my people.
Yeah,
and I expect perfection out of my people.
Well, it's a matter of life and death.
He says about 70% of people make it through his class.
Yeah,
but American badass.
Yeah, no doubt.
American badass.
Down.
I mean, I couldn't imagine laying. What was it? 4 days and 3 nights laying on the ground, and there's no telling how hot it was. You're in Vietnam.
Got bugs eating your ass alive.
He said that he could smell their food and see them drinking and everything because he got extremely thirsty and extremely hungry, of course. Because you're not going to break open food out there. You're laying on that ground for, in that, he had already traveled a couple of days to that spot
Before he laid there for 4 days.
3 nights.
Yeah.
Laying out in the field, and you just hear the chip bag crumbling. Somebody's like,
Breaking open the
Yeah,
legs.
like you're at the movies and
Yeah, for real.
sneaks a can of Coke in. It's like,
Yeah. So there's none of that. And he said, that's what was, he said he was extremely hungry and thirsty, but he kept his mind on the mission, and he would just inches, within an hour, he just moved like a couple of inches, just slow, ever so slowly. He had a guillotine on, and a guillotine. What did I just say?
a ghillie suit.
A ghillie suit. I said a guillotine.
Yeah,
he had a
guillotine on.
He had a ghillie suit on. Of course, he had the leaves and everything hanging out of that. And he was covered. He was covered very well. But still, the slightest movement, even if he would have stirred a deer,
that would have drew attention.
that would have drew attention, or a boar, or anything. That would have drew attention. But he was so still and moved so slowly. I'd have been like, it's day 2. Screw this.
Now I can't stop thinking about some dude crawling through.
Yeah,
crawling with a guillotine on his back.
Not only did he go through undetected, but he had a full-fledged guillotine just ready to chop his head off at any
on his
given
back.
second.
Well, that'd have been really impressive, wouldn't it? But I mean, it's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Those kind of folks are people that shape history.
I was trying to throw a Cobra Kai joke in there.
It was.
It didn't work.
It's
all right, though.
It's okay. I knew where you were going with that.
Guillotine.
Somebody laughed. Maybe.
Gentlemen, I appreciate this. This episode was one that I've been wanting to do, that we've been trying to get nailed down. Things got a little crazy. We all get a little busy sometimes, but I'm glad to have y'all back in here, and I enjoyed it.
I do too, man.
Yeah.
It's good times.
The trifecta.
Yeah.
And I like Wild Bill's.
Yeah, Wild Bill's.
Wild Bill's
soda.
a good dude.
Wild Bill's soda, good stuff. Really good stuff.
Thanks for the sodas, man.
The cream soda's good.
Good stuff.
All right, it's getting close to the holidays are sneaking up on us, so don't forget to go check out our gear at www.cigarstoreidiot.com. Also, go check us out on Twitter, check us out on Facebook, check us out on Instagram. Leave us some feedback. Go to our website. Of course, you can give some feedback there too as well.
Tell us how terrible we are.
Also, I forgot about this. We did a little survey on Twitter, and wanted to know, Dirty Dancing, is it a true story about true love, backroom abortions, or statutory rape? We did a survey, and hands down, 100%, it was about statutory rape. The movie was about statutory rape.
Pretty much was, yeah.
Yeah, so there's your little fun fact. Go rewatch Dirty Dancing with your favorite girl, and look at it in a different light, if you will. So
I'm not that old, so
You haven't seen it?
no.
Yeah, you're not
yeah,
missing
you're not
much.
missing much. Not much.
It's about a pretty woman. I mean, it's about a prostitute.
Yeah, Pretty Woman's about a prostitute. So
And everybody fell in love with a prostitute.
they did.
I don't
They
get it.
did. Even though she has a giant horse teeth, like
Then
big horse face.
She's from
Wait,
Georgia.
sorry, Julia.
Fell in love with her.
She's never gonna hear this.
She took him out into the woods, and
Captain. Yeah, it would have been a better movie if she would have pulled that.
I know, right?
No, that
somebody
would have
make
been
the
like
movie.
Eileen Warnes. That's what that would have. That's what that was about. So, all right. Well, I think we're all a little delirious from lack of sleep watching this goofy ass election last night.
I admit it. I was up too late doing it.
So, guys, I appreciate it, and let's do it again real soon.
stay safe out there, everybody.
Till next time.